What's up, guys? Back with another Regency video. So ever since we bought this thing, the coolant temp barely rises at all on the gauge, no matter how far or how hard you drive the truck. And so obviously the heat has not been very good this past winter, and we should have done this repair at the beginning, not the end. Either way, we're addressing it today. Now, oftentimes on these older trucks, when the thermostats fail, owners will opt for the free repair, which is just to remove the thermostat, which then keeps coolant flowing from the engine to the radiator back to the engine at all times, thus not allowing it to properly heat up. And I know what you're thinking, cooler the better, right? Actually, no. You need it up to that 190-ish degree operating temp for everything to actually be happy. Now, it could be that the thermostat is just stuck open, but I'm really willing to bet some good money that the thermostat is non-existent. For starters, let's go ahead and pop our cap off. And then we're gonna make a huge freaking mess because of the radiator design. We're gonna go right down there and remove that petcock valve, which is gonna then spill coolant all over our frame and our wires, but there's not really another choice, because if you don't, when you remove the thermostat, it's gonna puke all that coolant onto the front of your engine, all over your belts, and that's not gonna be ideal either. Should just turn it. I don't know if this is a full screw out. Well, I guess over the last 20 years, our tube has become very at one with the rubber hoses. So we're gonna have to take it off from the throttle body. Let's pop our cover off. There we go. Now this right here is gonna be our thermostat housing. It's gonna be 2 10 mils, one on the back side hidden somewhere. Not a very high torque on these. That bolt is free. Moment of truth. Wow, we do have a thermostat. I was not expecting that. She's obviously just stuck open. A lot of corrosion. Oh, wow. Yikes. Now, some of y'all might have noticed when we removed the thermostat, our seal stayed behind. We've got to get that guy out of there. Wow. Possibly the original. Very possible. I definitely want to get in there and clean that out a little better, because we got some buildup, but she's out. I'll clean that up. Let's check out the thermostats. So here's our old crusty thermostat and seal. Obviously seen better days. I'm assuming it's stuck wide open. Here's our new one. And take note of the little jiggly thing. That needs to be at 12 o'clock. That is what relieves air from the system. And if it's not at 12, it's over here. Air is going to be trapped up here at the top, and it's not going to be able to get out. So now we just want to go ahead and line it up. That guy, 12 o'clock, top dead center. Stick it in our housing, and then stick it into the water pump housing. There's also this little nipple right here. There's a cutout in the housing. You want to make sure you line that up and then press the thermostat in. Now you want to carefully push it forward and get it in there without knocking it loose. And I'm going to do my best not to cover y'all up, but no promises, because it is pretty tight. All right. Going in. Let's get our bolt started. Top one started. Let's get the fun one. You can go through at the bottom if you need to. Do not snap these suckers off, okay? Don't do that. Do not forget to clean this thing up and put it back in your radiator before you put the coolant in. All right, as y'all see, we got our intake tube back on, our engine cover, as well as the petcock valve. Now we're gonna go ahead and fill our concentrated coolant first. I'll start with that, and then we'll add the distilled water, which to me, this is definitely the best way to do it, because you're gonna pay the same for the same jug of 50-50 versus concentrate. And then you're gonna have to buy more concentrate versus just going to buy a couple $2 gallons of distilled water. So makes sense to me. What are we doing, bud? Well, already our temp is above anything it's ever gotten to. Usually it barely goes above 160. We're almost up to the first click, which the center of this one is 210. I can't remember if Chompers is like that as well. I'm guessing it is. Get this thing wrapped around. All going on, son. Maxes are so loud on this truck because they stick out. Let's put some heat in her. It's gonna sound so good with exhaust. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, we gotta test our heat too. Oh my gosh, it's blowing so hot. I can't tell you how many days I drove this thing with it absolutely freezing, and I was in here shivering, grabbing this freaking ice cube. And this whole time I could have spent an hour and $75 and have her blowing hot. Let's turn that crap off. Sick thing about a manual, roll up, we need a little bit better steering angle. Just roll on back. And now we're good. Alright, let's get us one last rip in here. Headed back to the hizzy. Does have like a quarter tank issue. If it gets to where it says a quarter of a tank or below, it will start missing when you get on it, which is bizarre, but I found that out. Now I just keep at least a half a tank in there. No issues whatsoever. As y'all look at our temp, before it would only go right above 160. Now it's sitting absolutely perfect. Now going into this video, Reggie had two issues going on. Number one was the thermostat. We have fixed that. I've double checked our coolant level. It's perfect, no leaks, nothing. Great, right? Well, the second one was we had to check engine light for an evap code. Now, I was remembering back to when we did the knock sensor install. We of course had to take the intake manifold off. And I noticed that this line right here, which I'm assuming is part of the evap system, I could be completely bullcrapping y'all right now. And since I haven't really driven the truck much, the code might come back. But I think I fixed it. So when I took the intake manifold off to replace the knock sensors, I noticed that this line that goes back there to a metal line, it was just sat on top of it. It wasn't clipped into place, and I couldn't get it clipped into place at the time. Well, I just fully committed and shoved my arm down there so deep that I barely got it out. But I finally got it clipped onto there, so you can't pull it up off by itself. You'd have to actually unclip it again. Then I went ahead and deleted the code, and it hasn't come back, and I've cranked the truck up a couple of times, and so possibly we have officially fixed all the current issues that Reggie had, which would be absolutely sick. I think we're freaking good to go. Now, I do drive this truck a lot. It's usually my daily driver, and anytime we got bad weather, dadgummit, Reggie, you up to bat. So, yeah, I'm glad that we're knocking some things out on it, and I do really enjoy this truck. It's a very fun thing to drive. Where the crap is our airplane at? Holy crap. Who freaking knows? Either way, that's the video, boys. Drop a comment, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, ring that bell notification. I'll see y'all in the next one.